Hello. How is everybody doing? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to today's stream. Just some organization things just to start the stream. So this is a sponsored thing together with Notebooks Billiger and nvidia. Because we are dealing with the Zenbook Pro 16X today, which is of course an nvidia studio validated notebook. But we will still play some video games today, and we will focus on Cyberpunk. As always, I will have the metrics up in the right corner if you have any questions regarding performance. If you have any questions about our benchmarks, we have almost everything done, so I can give you some early insights in our testing if you are interested in the Zenbook Pro 16X in particular. And I will also talk about it a little bit more. I had it for, I think, 4 days for now. So I had the chance to try it for our videos. So we are getting back to the whole content creator thing. I did some fair bit of gaming on it. And yeah, for anything else, let's just hang out, have a good time, play some video games. If you have any other questions regarding what we are testing right now, what kind of reviews will be coming in the future, just put them in the chat, and yeah, let's just have a good time, and let's get into the game. Oh, and as always, for you guys that are already in here, let me know if everything is fine when it comes to audio, both for the game and for my voice. You're my guinea pigs as always. And yeah, let's do this. I'm excited. For those of you wondering, because I don't like to watch streams doing story games too much. So we will play Cyberpunk with the Phantom Liberty expansion, but I will mostly just do like basic stuff, just run around, enjoy the visuals, enjoy the sights, and do some, I don't know, like on the side quest thingy, so I will not spoil anything from the main story. Hi Davina, thank you for being back. Sebastian, that is a very interesting question. So I am not a 3D artist, but we have a video in the works where we did a test with a friend of mine who is a 3D artist. And while we have been working on an RTX 4090 laptop, we did some kind of experiment going from an RTX 4090 desktop to a Razer Blade 18 to try exactly that. And it worked pretty well. So I would say if you are realistic about it and know what to expect, I think this will be a great option for content creators out there. Divina, that might be true, but I don't want to be spoiled myself because I'm still in the middle of finishing the game, and yeah, so I want to enjoy it myself because I haven't finished the expansion yet. But anyways, I think story games and playing the main story, I don't know. You guys let me know. We can do whatever you guys want. I'm open to anything. Yeah, Sebastian, that was a very long answer to, I think this is one of, I don't want to be like this is the best for anything, but truth to be told, I think this will be, for now, we're still in the middle of the review, I think this might be my laptop of the year 2023. Because the unique combination of everything is actually pretty unique. So I think we should start with the specs. I think that might be the most interesting thing right now. So it's, see, the Zenbook Pro 16X is obviously a 16-inch laptop with an i9-13900H, 32 gigs of RAM, and there's also a special source when it comes to RAM, but more on that later, and an RTX 4080. So you will have a hard time finding a content creation laptop, one that's like really focusing on content creators, that has an RTX 4080 or 4090. Like when you look at all these lifestyle, sleek gaming note or like creator focused notebooks, they are mostly all coming with an RTX 4070, which is basically the same thing, for example, with the Asus Pro Art Studio Book, which is an amazing laptop, but it tops out with an RTX 4070. And in my case, I'm a video editor, so I need a little bit more VRAM than the 4070 can provide. And this one being coming with an RTX 4080 with 12 gigs of video memory is just perfect. And you got that sweet OLED display this time around with 120 Hz, which is also pretty nice if you want to game on the side, like I do, a lot actually. So this is a very unique combination, and it still looks amazing. It's very sleek, it's very well made, so I like this one a lot. TechVoid, thank you very much. I like to make tech look nice. That's why I spend quite some time working on these thumbnails, and yeah, it's I'm glad it's appreciated. Hi Daniel. So we might have a few of our Notebook Check colleagues in the chat, so I hope they will make themselves known. So if you want to check about anything else than just the laptop at hand. It's a little stuttery right now, and I don't really know why. I might have to restart the game in a little bit, because I was actually testing it earlier, and it was actually perfectly fine. But let's see what the problem is here. Let me just go to Facecam for a little bit, and let me just restart the game. Well, that's what happens when you're live. So yeah, what's also great, when you look at this, it's a really slim notebook. And so you might think, okay, this RTX 4080 is maybe running at, I don't know, 80 watts, 100 watts. But it's not, because it's actually running at a maximum TGP of 140 watts, which is pretty insane. And it delivers, definitely delivers. If you have been in the, so if you watched the live stream we did with the Slim 7 a while ago, and if you followed along, I was asking you guys how you want me to position the mic. Because some of you could pick up the fan noise, which I think is a realistic thing, because I mean, that's just the reality of it. Small notebooks, which are powerful, make quite a bit of noise. I tried to tweak it a little bit, so it's not too loud, but still in a way that you guys can still hear a little bit what's going on. And if it's like, if the notebook's like really working. Obviously, 16-inch notebook, very sleek chassis, 140 watts of RTX 4080 power and an i9. So there's gonna be some fan noise. So let's see if it works a little better now. So in performance mode, when I tested it earlier, I got a pretty steady like 100 to 120-ish watts in Cyberpunk. So obviously if there's something that takes a little bit more CPU, then it will not run at the 140 watts. But I've seen, for example, in Starfield, pretty consistent 130 to 140 watts, so it's not just like spec sheet stuff they put on there. Divina, definitely. And it is with this one to a point as well, but with the raised keyboard, like you can see, let me just put that up for a little bit. High-pitched, very annoying tone, so yeah. It's quite stuttery. Okay. Let me see if that works a little better. Not quite. Alright, it is still stuttery, and I'm gonna do something which I didn't want to do, but I'm gonna restart the Zenbook. Because I want you to get the best experience possible, and it was working perfectly and super smooth before. So I'm just gonna restart the Zenbook. Hopefully it will not mess with my streaming settings, but it gives us some time to catch up with the chat. Divina, definitely, that's always something to keep in mind. If you put more moving parts in a notebook, that's obviously in the future something that could break potentially. But since Asus is doing this for quite a while, I mean, this is I think it's the second generation for the Zenbook Pro 16X. And I think they did it on the Zephyrus, what was it called? S17 or something. And of course on the Zephyrus Duo 16, which is also in its third generation, if I recall correctly. So I would be very confident with them that they make it work properly. So I wouldn't be too concerned. But for us reviewers, it's always kind of hard to test these long-term things. But yeah, let's see. I mean, maybe Asus allows us to keep this one for a little bit. So Asus, if anybody of you is watching, let us know. I would definitely don't mind. So yeah, I was working on this for videos, for all the latest videos you have seen on the channel. Well, I think for one, yeah. I only had it for not even a week. But I will edit most of our coming videos on this for as long as I have it. Divina, I'm not streaming directly on the Zenbook, so I have a streaming PC who is handling the stream. Just to avoid exactly that I don't have any additional resources being used for the stream. Well, Davina, it's not my decision, so I wouldn't mind. No, as I said, I really like it a lot. The only gripe I have of it for now is the port selection. So let me just double check. Yes, so you get one USB-A 3.2 Gen 2 on the left and two USB-Cs, with one being Thunderbolt. One? Two? No, both of them are Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt 4. And then the only additional thing you get is the headphone jack on the right, an SD card reader, and an HDMI 2.1. Which is a little limited. I would love to see another USB-A or maybe a third USB-C on the right side, so you do not have all of your USBs on one side, which can make it a bit cluttered, especially if you have an external screen connected to it. But yes, Divina, I was just about to say this. Obviously, a Thunderbolt dock would be quite perfect for this one. Alright, now it's looking much better. Let's just see if everything... Yep. Alright. So as you can see, we are at a pretty consistent 100 to 110 watts, dipping a little bit below 100 watts, but now all we get is smooth sailing. So yeah, as you can see, we get about 100-ish FPS, and when it comes to settings, we are running in QHD, which just makes it a little easier for me to show you guys, because obviously the stream is 16:9, so I will not run it in the full resolution, which works too, but again, you lose a few frames here and there. That's why we are in QHD for now, and we are in the Ray Tracing Ultra preset with frame gen, DLSS on auto. I will switch to path tracing with DLSS 3.5. Always quite the tongue twister. In a little bit as well, because in my testing earlier, you can still get a pretty consistent 60 to 70-ish FPS with path tracing in QHD with a laptop, which I think is pretty bonkers, to be quite honest. But I also want to show you something about the game, so let's go to Dogtown, which is obviously the new region CD Projekt Red introduced in the Phantom Liberty update. And you guys can't see it, but with this being an OLED, Cyberpunk looks stunning, especially in HDR. It's just such a pretty game, and on an OLED especially. I'm a little bit of an OLED fanboy, which you know if you have seen our latest reviews. So I'm also a little biased when it comes to OLEDs because I just like it so much. It's my favorite display tech and just looks so good. And on this one as well, and oops, sorry, took the wrong turn here. TechVoid, I liked it a lot. So the Zephyrus 216 is also, it's got a special place in my heart. Especially, as you said, if you're doing work on it and you're one that works with a lot of windows, a lot of different applications, and then do a lot of multitasking. It's pretty nice to have a second screen in your laptop, especially if you do not have access to an external screen. Maybe you're traveling or whatever. It's really handy, and it's very well integrated. So Asus did a very good job integrating it into Windows. And for video editing, so we use Resolve 18 for our videos, which unfortunately is not super flexible when it comes to window management. So I think on Premiere Pro you would be able to just like undock your timeline from your main window you're working on. Sorry, turned off the game sound. So you would be able to undock your timeline, for example, from the window you're working on and just put it on the second screen, which is a little bit more difficult to do in Resolve. But I mean, just being able to have like a script down there, or Discord, or your mails, and just have it open at a glance, I liked it a lot. And if you're doing Photoshop, for example, you can use their Pro Pen, which is actually the perfect transition because you can use it on the Zenbook Pro too. And you can put like a second window down there and edit directly on the second screen, which also worked really well. Evercloud, the Zenbook Pro 14, you mean the one that we reviewed with the i9 and the 4070. I liked it a lot. It's a great small little laptop that like really has a lot of power to offer for such a small form factor. For streaming, so I only recently got into streaming, so everything is like pretty new for me. So it's pretty hard for me to judge if you can stream and game on it without like one thing seriously impacting the other thing. So you might get away with it if you do not play like the heaviest title, or maybe drop it down to full HD. But yeah, it's a super powerful notebook. But then again, if you want to connect everything, you might also want to consider a dock if you want to make it work. Alright, let's see what we can do, so I will not just talk and drive around. I mean, which is... Oops, you guys have not seen this.
Got a report of someone breaking the rules. Transferring coordinates.
That was an honest mistake. Terribly sorry about that. Let me just look at this. This game just looks so good. And I wish you could see what I see, because it looks even better in person. Oops. Let's just get away from the police right now. We don't want to mess with those guys. Right, let's just see. The Wiener, the Zephyrus 2 isn't really particular good, that good in particular when it comes to battery life, because it's the one with the Ryzen 16 core, which just demolishes battery life anyways. So you might want to head over to the written review, because if I remember correctly, we did some testing with and without the second screen, if I recall it correctly. So that might also give you some more insight. And also when it comes to the game, if you guys are interested in that, this is my second Cyberpunk playthrough. I played it right when it came out, and in contrast to apparently everybody else, I had such a good time. It was working so well for me. I didn't encounter any bugs, even at launch. I don't know what happened there, but I had such a good time. And I started the second playthrough a few months ago, and of course I used that character to go on to play the Phantom Liberty expansion. And I built a character that's very different to what I would normally do. I like to play these like role-playing games a little bit more elegantly, but this time around I'm just going with guns and brute force, which is actually quite a bit of fun, playing something completely different than you would normally would. So yeah. And it's a lot of fun. Alrighty. I will look for some quests we can do in a little bit. Just have to catch up with chat before that. Joshua, we have settings for the new update, which we will probably incorporate into a lot more reviews coming in the future. But for now, if we would like just start to test everything with the new settings, then it would be quite hard to compare them to all the other machines we tested before, and we actually like to use Cyberpunk quite a bit as a base of comparison, because it's just like there's everything's in there, and it's one of the hardest games to run at the moment. So I think we are a little bit reluctant to completely switch our testing to the 2.0 update, but I think we will, there will be a certain amount of time where we will do both in parallel, I would guess. At least that's what I'm doing for the YouTube side of things. But yeah, let's see. Sandreed, I'm working on it. I guess you're the one who also comments under every video when the VivoBook review is gonna drop. I'm working on it. It's also a super interesting laptop, especially between these three, the Zenbook Pro 16X, the VivoBook Pro 16X, and the Asus ProArt StudioBook 16. These are all very interesting. I think they use the same OLED. And they're especially the VivoBook is a very interesting laptop because of its price point. So I'm working on it. Trust me. Evercloud, the screen of... So yeah, I agree with the Vina. While the Legions are big gear 16-inch notebooks, they are not overly heavy and overly big, so I think they're still pretty easy to transport. So I also think they're a great option, but their screen is 240 Hz with great response times, but it's only 100% sRGB. When you are doing some work, which is more in a visual profession, for example you're doing photo editing, video editing is mostly fine with sRGB because you're working in Rec 709 anyways, which is a color space that is pretty similar to sRGB. But if you're doing anything more advanced, then this could also limit your options a little bit, unless you're going for a second screen. But it really depends what you plan on doing with it. But the Legions are great options. Alright, we need to do something. Let's see what we can do. So this is the main quest. The message. Let's just do this one. Oh, I need to read the message. Where's the message? Damn it. Alright, you guys go on, I look for the message they want me to read. Can't find it. Didn't know. Where did they put the messages? If any of you guys know, let me know, please. Probably here somewhere. What was his name again? Coach Fred. What does Coach Fred want from us? Oh wait, or is it in the telephone thing? Coach Fred, there we are. Oh no, it's one of these boxing side quest things. Damn it, we need the good. Aren't there any proper side quests? Find Aaron, what's that? Not quite. You know what, let's just do one of the other quests which are not from Phantom Liberty. So we just have something to do while we chat about tech, laptops and games. Where's this car? It's a very shiny car. Who would not want like a full chrome car? I'm not trying to butcher your name. And Andrew, sorry if I do. Very, very sorry. But yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so there's definitely some fan noise. Wait, let me just be quiet for a little bit and mute the mic. I mute myself, sorry, be quiet. I don't know if you can hear it, but let me just, if I go to standard mode, it should quiet down a little bit. At Evercloud, I agree. Like a Legion 14-inch with an RTX 4080 would be quite something. I'm just not sure if they're gonna do it this year. So I don't know anything, but... And given what we have seen from the Slim 514, I don't think they can fit anything larger in there. But maybe like a Legion 914, that would be quite something. Maybe with a similar vapor chamber cooling system than the 16-incher, with like the same carbon fiber styling, that would be quite something. So yeah, I think it's a lot quieter. Let me go back to... So this is whisper mode, but obviously the RTX 4080 will just run with about 30 watts. Or even less, apparently. So this is unplayable, but it's gonna be really quiet. Yeah, and then going back to performance mode, giving us all the watts that we want for the 4080. Again, it's like when you're working on it, I mostly left it in standard mode because that's like a very enjoyable experience. Even even when you do some heavy work like video editing and all of that stuff. I don't want to run over any more people. I think it's reasonable. I'm totally okay with this, because if I play Cyberpunk, I will have my headphones on and then I can enjoy this game in the display's native resolution, or I drop it down to QHD, get almost the full 120 watts. Why is it still on this boxing thing? I don't want to do the boxing thing. I wanted to do this. Sorry about that. Okay, where's the car? Amy, don't fall asleep. I actually think that they tuned the fan noise quite nice. It's this sort of whooshy fan noise, not like this high-pitched thing. So I think it's pretty okay. It's something that you can easily just forget about. At least that's what I feel. But I'm also not overly sensitive when it comes to fan noise. I think it's just something that I got used to when you deal a lot with like really powerful notebooks. Yeah, so that's why I think they did a great job with this one. And again, there are not too many 16-inch slim notebooks with anything above an RTX 4070. So I'm more than willing to accept the compromise. I've never played The Witcher 2. I played the third part quite extensively, but never the second or even the first part. So I can't comment on this, but if you say so, I believe you, Divina. Oopsie daisies. Okay, talking, managing the chat, and driving. Can't recommend. Oops, see? Sunread, are you talking about the VivoBook or the Zenbook? Because the Zenbook, for sure, as you can see, we can run one of the hardest games to run in QHD with ray tracing and get about 100 FPS, so definitely a yes. For the VivoBook, it really depends which games you're playing or what game you play mostly. But I guess, like, you get, if I remember correctly, the RTX 4060 in the VivoBook runs at 80-90 watts. Please don't quote me on it, but I think that was it. So it's pretty close to the efficiency optimum for this particular card. So you should have a good time in most games. And it also comes with this 120Hz OLED. It's pretty much the same as this one. And yeah, I would say you will have a good time with it. Unless you plan to play Cyberpunk in QHD with max settings, then you might have to drop it down to full HD. Evercloud, yeah, so I'm testing two MSIs right now. It's their Raiders GE68 and GE78. And they are great laptops, like full-on gamers without compromise. And really good temperatures, but they are very loud. And I don't know why they did that. I think if they would just tweak the fan curve a little bit more, they could be like solid contenders for like one of the best gaming notebooks you can buy right now. But like it is now, they are a little bit too loud. But they're also like insanely fast. So I have there the GE78 that I'm testing right now. It's like the top of the line model they offer, which comes with a 4090, the i9-13980HX, 64 gigs of RAM, 4TB SSD, and this thing is going. But it's also pretty loud if you push it. But I like them. So when I first saw them, I was like, they look quite gamery, but in person they're actually pretty fine. I mean, not as sleek as the Zenbook, but still pretty good. Davina, that's fair. Everybody has different use cases, so that's why I'm always like, that's how I use laptops. So I get the point that it may sound like an excuse, but in my point, it's like from my perspective, it's really just how I use laptops. So I totally get when somebody is like, I want this to be quiet, which it can be, but then you have to accept that you will lose some performance, which I guess is fine. if manufacturers give you both options. So for example, having like a very good balanced mode that, I don't know, for example, in the Zenbook, the balanced mode limits the RTX 4080 to, I can't remember, I think 60, 70 watts? Let's see. Yeah, so it's 70 watts. 60. Yeah, something between 60 to 70 watts, which is still, at least in the area we are now, gives you still some pretty solid frame rates. And as you can hear, well, you should hear nothing when it comes to fan noise. So,
You want me to really lose my patience?
yeah. I think like having both, like a maximum full-on mode that gives the GPU everything, and then something in between with moderate noise levels is the way to go in the future. So you as a user can have both. Let me in there.
Reporting directly to me.
Right, let's
V,
see what
you're
she
here.
wants.
What is he doing here? I forbade you from even breathing on that Militech convoy, so you call in your friend? To do it all behind my back? Is that it?
Those guys got some
That's
issues.
exactly why I had V come and stand right in front.
Really think you can forbid Pan Am from doing anything? Trust me, no point. She'll do whatever she wants.
Definitely, Davina. I just recently...
Damn
Oh,
it,
sorry.
the hell, Saul.
What's the streamer
Are you
etiquette? Do
seriously
I talk about
considering letting
over
that
this, or...
basilisk slip through our fingers?
I don't know.
I am.
I still
But
have
a
so much
chance
to
like
learn.
this.
A chance at the sense this fight's grown stale. Come on, put some feeling.
Well, you can read it
No.
while I talk.
This discussion ended long ago. The Biotechnica people will be here in an hour. Try not to cock anything else up before then.
What was I about to say? Yes, so Davina, I just recently pulled out my PS4 from storage because I wanted to try something with remote play, and it's pretty loud. I never even noticed.
Drop into the middle of this. We could use your help. That's undeniable.
What's this about the basilisk?
What's this basilisk?
Yes, what's a basilisk?
It's an armored Militech cargo panzer.
Oh,
Junk from
right,
back
I
in
remember
2060 or
this.
so.
Oh, this
They
is a
want to
fun
peddle it off
quest
to a
line.
backwards country, somewhere it can still pass as a technological wonder.
The Militech convoy will take the 101 right past us. Shame not to say hello.
But Evercloud, the Legion 9, this positioning of the keyboard, I think
V?
it's not as bad as it may look. So I used it for about 2 weeks, and I was never bothered with the positioning of the keyboard.
Let me
And I
guess.
also like
Whole
this
thing's your
laptop a
idea.
lot. But yes, it's
How did you know?
insanely expensive.
Saul wouldn't be quite so pissed if it weren't.
I believe V is right. If this had been Saul's idea, he would have seen it as the
Maybe that's a
greatest
good...
plan
Oh,
on
the
God's
PlayStation
green
3.
earth.
Can you even do that with PlayStation 4?
Saul isn't
I don't
bad,
know if it's
Teddy.
worth it. I might just
He's simply
hopefully
a
get a
coward.
PS5 in the
He would
future.
rather play it safe, bide his time.
Well, while these guys sort this out...
Is this bad?
Yes, obviously this is a sponsored stream, so this is why we have the nvidia RTX Studio laptop and even the Notebook Spilliger laptop up there. In the description I have a link to the Zenbook Pro 16X on Notebook Spilliger's website, so if you want to check it out for yourself, please do so. Then you also get an idea about pricing in Germany, which is quite a bit higher than you would expect when you see the US pricing, which I think is $3,800. Yes, so this is an NVIDIA RTX Studio notebook, which basically mean it comes with their studio drivers, which you can change yourself if you want to in the GeForce Experience application. But this is a driver when you do a lot of content creation stuff. For example, you work with Adobe's apps quite a bit. You work with Resolve. You do any form of CGI stuff. Then you can be sure that these drivers are much more rigorously validated with those applications. So you will not get the same upgrade or update frequency you would get from the game drivers that try to keep up with game releases, but you get, like, even with the studio drivers, very regular updates, and you can be sure that they are properly tested with the applications you use. And the Zenbook Pro 16X is like the perfect example of a studio notebook, because while this may sound very sponsored as of now, it's very powerful with its i9 and the RTX 4080. So for anything that's GPU accelerated, having an RTX 4080 in this package is really quite unique, because you don't see a lot of slim notebooks with an RTX 4080. That's just the case of the mobile 16-inch landscape right now. And in addition, it's running at 140 watts, which is also it's a beefy 4080. It's not just like some low wattage thing, so they have this like as a marketing stunt or whatever. You can really do some work with this one. And of course, the studio validation also means that you get like a baseline of display quality, which is insanely exceeded with the OLED that's in this one. It's 3.2K, so that's 3200 by 2400, I think. It's 120 Hertz, and it covers almost 100%, I think, for Adobe RGB, DCI-P3, and sRGB. So it's great for everything, like watching movies, playing games, editing videos. They have an sRGB profile on this one, so you can create your videos without a problem. And yeah, it's just a very great package. And I'm not saying this because this is sponsored, because the sponsoring is from Notebooksbilliger and nvidia, not from Asus. So this is really my very own opinion. I only had this for a week, but I really like it so far. Let's get back to the game and the stream.
Thanks, V.
Haven't said I'd help just yet.
Okay, let's go talk to the rest.
Divina, I think the only one that's available with the X3D is the SCAR 17. I don't think the G16 is available with it.
Our biz won't settle
Oh
it
yeah,
down.
you just said that, sorry. I should read the full chat. But Divina, tell me, if you use a NUC for now, if money were no object, which would be your favorite? So which one would you get? Tell me. Obviously, money is always an object, especially like right now, where gaming laptops are pretty expensive. But just let's pretend we live in a world where money is no object and you can have everything that you want. So if you guys followed along, I think we're gonna steal a tank or something. Which, as far as I can remember, is a pretty fun thing to do.
No luck, huh?
So let's just
No.
sit down.
Okay,
I'm also gonna
everyone
switch
listen.
to
Military
path tracing in a little bit,
transport
but then I will
capacity
put it in
distributed across
performance
2
mode.
trucks.
Wait, do I sense a quiver in your voice?
Fuck you. The convoy will halt at the railroad crossing on the 101. We'll attack from behind, then get the hell out and away. Questions? Comments? Motions?
That sounds good. I think we
job,
just did a review on it, I think. The name sounds very familiar.
And pertinent.
Good choice.
That sad
I
sack
really like the
bullshit
Legion.
Saul
Or you can
likes
get the
to talk
Zenbooks, also pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, I'm in, obviously.
Okay. Thanks. First, we'll ride to the station. The train engine we need to block the convoy's way is there. Are you riding with us, or will we meet you there?
Yeah, the MSI is also quite nice, and they have like insane, so they have all the ports you could imagine. Zenreed, you're more than welcome, and I try to get it done within the next 1 or 2 weeks. But there's so much stuff going on at the same time, so yeah. We meet you there.
Not a
Driving
problem.
myself. We have to
Come on,
change some
let's go.
GPU settings, Pan Am. Alright, let's get a nice view. I mean, obviously, being out here, switching to path tracing will not be as visible. And it's also quite subtle, but it looks amazing. So, path tracing. And going to path tracing also activates basically DLSS 3.5 with the ray reconstruction, which is new, and
Did you get your hands clammy too?
Screw you.
so yeah, as you can see, it tanks frame rates quite a bit, but we are still getting 60 to 70, 75-ish. Obviously, if you would be in the city,
Okay. Forget I even
it would tank even more. But I think I'll leave it on the balanced mode for now. Oh, I like this car. I mean, the paint job is a little bit too much, but I really like what they did with the art style for the whole Nomad things, especially the cars. I think that looks awesome. I can't use it. Damn! Where's my car? Did I come with a car? Maybe I can use this one. Damn. Not allowing me to steal their cars. Where's the car that I came with? Maybe I should have taken the ride. Damn it! Oh, there it is. Evercloud, why is that? Mac, yeah, almost. So we are running in QHD, ray tracing overdrive, and obviously we have DLSS and frame gen on. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to get these kinds of frame rates. But yeah, as max setting as you can get in Cyberpunk, and we're still running above 60 FPS, which is pretty solid, and even in the balanced mode. Alright, let's see what the plan is here. Let's just turn off the music so we don't get any copyright problems. Daniel, please do not put any more on my plate. I mean, Davina, they kind of do with the announcement of the Framework 16 already. I don't know what GPU they put in there. I think it's an AMD 7600 something, if I recall correctly. Davina, it needs more support from developers, but I was actually playing No Man's Sky on the MacBook Air 15, and it worked surprisingly well. But yeah, of course, you do not have any selection, so you would have to rely on streaming services probably for the most part. I don't know, like GeForce Now or something similar. Amy, I kind of disagree. As always, it depends what you're working on, but if it's something that's heavily GPU accelerated, then... Oh, damn it, that wasn't... I probably shouldn't have done this, but I don't know really what's going on here. Okay, that worked, even though it wasn't the plan. Thank you. Now go where we have to go. Oh, Evercloud, so there is no way to buy things with proper warranty and all of that. Is that what you're saying? I thought there was something with power blocks or whatever, which I just wasn't aware of. But yeah, so forgive my ignorance. That is weird. So you have no chance to get, like, just to go somewhere and buy something from Asus in Switzerland. That's very weird. I did not know that. Daniel, you got your answer. Be nice to Daniel.
Are we ready?
He's doing a lot of very good work
The Militech
for
convoy will
our
be traveling from
smartphone
Night City to the base where they're
reviews.
dealing with the buyer.
So
We will stop it at the railroad crossing.
All we have to
Don't
do
make
is
him
shove
sad.
this beauty in its way.
V, any questions?
oh shit.
Okay, let's get to work.
Oh well, I think that worked. Yes, Daniel, great work as always.
Need a hand?
Of course. But
Wait,
in
I
your
have to
shoes,
get
I would
in
have
here
learned
somehow.
already first.
Can't remember. Well, that looks pretty easy to do.
How did you weasel your way in there?
So yeah, as soon as you get indoors with a lot more lighting stuff going on, frame rates are gonna down a little bit. I'm taking it up to performance mode. Oops, not whisper mode, that will not work. Performance mode together is like above 60 FPS. But I mean, just look at this, it just looks so good. Like if you go
Stations where so
down
many
here,
tracks converge.
like the way
Junctions.
the light
Yes,
bounces
those.
around,
When you see them
it
from
just
above,
looks
you
so good.
Free.
This game is just freaking amazing.
Set off on a 1,000 journey.
There's a way so we don't end up shooting somebody we don't
Perhaps more
supposed to
simply
shoot.
hopeful. Okay, here we are.
Well, Evercloud, the way Asus handles configurations and all of that stuff, it's pretty weird. So, for example, we got an... Oh, where's the camera?
Would you help me look?
Alright, guys, let me just quickly fix the camera.
Okay, it must be here somewhere.
Fixed it.
Hey, look thoroughly, please.
I want you guys to see me so you know who you're talking to. Well, Danielle, I'm sure we will be able to upgrade you somehow. It's not like you're working for NotebookCheck or something.
Not here.
I'm sure there will be a way for you to experience proper gaming so you don't have to game on your Mac.
Not here.
Yes, what I was just about to say when it comes to Asus. So for example, we reviewed the G14 with the RTX 4090 in gray, which looks amazing. But apparently you cannot even buy this configuration, or it's like really hard to get, or just in specific markets. Because most 4090s with the G14 are white, which also looks great, but I think the G14 in gray and this dark gray just looks so much better. So yeah.
Carol! We have a card! What now?
You have to put it in the reader.
Well, V?
Panam, you have to put it in the reader, obviously. Where is it? There it is. Well, I have to do it.
Here goes nothing.
Actually, I have no idea what we are doing. But yeah,
It worked.
let's
Come
see.
look.
Little engine that could.
But I think last year's M16 also did not come with an Ethernet port, isn't it?
You're happier out here. I can smell it a mile off.
I mean, just look at this, it looks
Surely
so
you
good.
don't. I'm
Like
about to put my family
how
on.
the sun
Get
is
a
coming
dressing
in
gown
from her
Saul,
right side
suddenly
and
kicked
the
out of the family.
light
Say I seem
bouncing
happy?
from the front, it just looks so
Yeah.
good.
You're doing what you think's right for the Aldecaldos. Even though it's hard.
It's the perfect definition of a
You know you're shitting
sightseeing
your
game.
pants.
Dear God. So you can see
And
it.
I mean, we're running this on a 60-inch notebook. It's crazy. With path tracing.
Because it's all for the family, right? Not that you want to kick Saul out. Take his place as the head of the clan.
Not another word.
Oh,
from
interesting. I forgot about that. Again, this is how I
You know
use
that I asked
notebooks.
you
I don't
for
use
myself.
Ethernet ports
But-
that often.
you. Why did you agree?
So
Because it's important.
the Zenbook came even with an adapter, USB to
Is that
Ethernet,
all?
but then you lose your only USB-A.
That sounded worse than I intended.
But at
Listen,
least you got the option. And again, if you put it on a
I'm
Thunderbolt
sorry.
dock or something,
I'm not very
that's
good at this.
something you can easily do.
Speaking of my
I think
fingers
Ethernet
and
for
so
me
forth,
is the one I could,
and I would not want to cut this up.
without that much of a problem, get away with not having. But I also guess get it when somebody needs it for work or whatever.
Well, that's a start.
But I must admit, I
The
mostly
thing
use my
is, I
laptops
usually
on
act
Wi-Fi.
before I think.
Uh-huh. Noticed.
I know. But I also need impulses to act upon. When I do something spontaneously, I feel I'm being honest. Yet with you, I prefer
Evercloud, that's a good
honesty.
decision. Also, you might want to raid around for Black Friday, because Lenovo is very much known for putting their stuff on sale. Damn, I forgot what she was saying. Whatever.
Isn't any different with me?
That's. I think this is a
Because I
very
truly care
emotional
this
moment.
time. Yet I fear I'll do or say something foolish and be left alone in the desert.
Is she
I
flirting
would
with me?
rather keep you close, if only as a friend.
Try following the impulse.
Okay, this is getting awkward.
Okay. Well, in any case, you've been warned. All right.
I think they just had a moment.
Convoy. Got eyes and ears on it?
Yes, Carol checks their communication.
I mean,
channels.
2.5 Ethernet is
Everything is
pretty
proceeding
handy.
as planned.
Like the
now.
the MSIs I have right now, they have a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet jack, which is obviously very nice to have, especially so I use a Synology NAS with a 10 gigabit Ethernet network card. So having at least 2.5 gigabit like readily available on the laptop without having to use my Thunderbolt adapter is pretty handy. So I get that. I hope so, Davina. That would be quite something. But I think it's up to the CPU manufacturers to include it in their chips. So that, so for notebook manufacturers to
We could
put
still
ports on
try.
there, right?
Breathe.
When it comes to the
Everything
technicalities.
under control. The convoy is already heading our way.
Evercloud, unfortunately, not as many as you might think. Like, no, I have to send them all back. It's not like I have 5 laptops just sitting around, and if I have some models for longer, then it's just like for different projects or for future videos or as reference models to test stuff in the future. So, yeah.
Quite some time left till dusk. The car could be another once over.
I hope so. That would be quite nice. Having 10 gigabit Ethernet on a laptop would be pretty nice. But then you will also just see it on desktop replacement kind of
Stars
stuff.
have emerged. We've but a few hours till dawn.
What's going on with the camera? That's pretty annoying. Okay guys, let me see if it just needs a new
You're
battery.
As if you're the first person ever to stand up to Saul.
Oh, save your breath. I don't need to be consoled. Was it someone I know?
New. Scorpion. You came home from the war? Head full of new ideas?
Alright guys, I have to leave you alone for 2 minutes to get a new battery for the webcam. Sorry about that, but again, we're still in the early days of our streaming
Keep the word of
streaming stuff, so I will be back in 2 minutes.
The guy down head to toe for messing with the family. Hell, he didn't send him on any jobs for a year.
Gee, really consoling. Thanks.
You said yourself you didn't need any.
Alright, I'm back. Evercloud, yeah, that would have been a good idea actually. Alright, let me just see if I can do this without breaking anything. Let's see. There we are. That's so weird. It actually should get power through the connection. That's pretty weird. So guys, what happened? What do I have to do? Let's just get some sleep.
Gonna try and get some sleep.
Okay, it'll be quite some time before the convoy comes through. Did you just doze off?
Grown kinda cold out here.
Right, heat might be quite a problem. But again, doesn't...
Not true.
What about Apple? They have 10 gigabit in all of their, like, Mac Minis and all of that. So they figured it out somehow.
I'll just lie here a while. By your side.
Approve. Yes,
Gazing at
it's...
stars.
That's quite a lot. So I think it's $3,800 in the US and it's 4.5K in Germany, euros
Of course.
obviously.
That's the big dipper.
So yeah, all of this power in this form factor does not come cheap, but I think that's what we have to get used to. Wait, I should... Did they really just say I have to look at the stars?
You do? Oh dear. That means there's a major leak.
That's quite cheesy.
Good night, B.
Alright, yeah. Well, that's what Apple can do, get custom stuff.
Okay, here they come.
Is everyone ready?
Alrighty, I have actually no idea what we're about to do, apart from that we get a tank in a process. But I guess we are just shooting everybody who's shooting at us. So let's see how that goes. So we're still, if you just tuned in, we're still on the Zenbook Pro 16X with the RTX 4080. Our stream today is sponsored by Notebooksbilliger and nvidia and their studio validation program, because the Zenbook is, after all, a studio validated notebook. And we are in the highest possible settings in Cyberpunk with full path tracing in QHD, and we get a super smooth 80 to 90 FPS, which makes for a very great gaming experience. But then again, Davina, do you really need faster SSDs at this point? Are there any, like, really any workloads that even saturate the drives we have today. What do I have to shoot?
Shoot out the damn coupler.
Oh, sorry.
Surround them as soon as they're cut off.
Alrighty. I think this is the tank we want. Alright. Of course the turret has a malfunction. Why wouldn't it? Oh, this game looks so good. You should really see this on this OLED. It just... I'm sorry. I was stopped drooling over this panel. It just looks so good. Hey Mark. Mark is also one of our trusted notebook colleagues and also the one who did or is working on the review about the Zenbook for the website. So if any more technical questions about the Zenbook, he's the one to ask. And sorry Mark that I throw you under the bus right now.
All is planned, boss.
All right, the train's leaving. You'd better move.
Alright, let's loot up and see what's next. Evercloud, I like the Legion Slim 7 a lot. I wish they would have sent us the high-res panel option, because you can get it with a QHD and a 3.2K DCI-P3 panel, which would be a little bit, which is just something I prefer for all of my work, but it's very well made. Like the chassis quality is one of the best in the Legion lineup, I would say. And it's just like, it's super slim, so the name is really the name is really what you're gonna get, and it's also super light, and performance is all right for the form factor. So it's really good. So there's nothing really wrong with it. And for the form factor, you get, like, in typical Legion fashion, you get all the ports you could imagine. But battery life is just 4 hours and something, 4 hours 20 minutes in our testing. So that's obviously the trade-off. But it's, I would say, one of the only ones.
How's it going there, V? Did you have fun?
Sure did.
Just be happy you won't be around to put the hunk of junk together. The real fun is just starting with Mitch and Teddy.
That would be something. Like a 100 watts RTX 4080 in a Slim 7. That would be perfect. Or you can just get the Zenbook. Mark, what do you mean? Oh, like somebody threw you under a bus, or what are you talking about?
Just lost the Militech channel.
Oh, by the way, for everyone that's watching, please feel free to like the stream, which helps us out tremendously. Click the links in the description if you want to know more about NVIDIA Studio Program, and of course, head on over to Notebooksbilliger if you want to find more, find out more about the Zenbook. Sorry about that, and leave your like on the stream. And if you're not subbed to the channel, please, I would kindly ask you to rectify that situation. Alright guys, we got ourselves a tank. In full ray tracing. Yes, Evercloud, we did test.
Hey, I'm back in town. What's your status?
I'll take care of this myself.
Alright, Idris Elba is talking to us.
No delays.
Shipped. First leg by sea, then by air. Civilian craft both. But it got to its destination fast.
At least I got some new toys today to play with, Mark.
Any developments here?
So it begins.
My status. No real change, I suppose.
At the time we got down to work, gotta find our missing friend.
What's the meaning of
Had
this?
another pair of eyes.
Exactly what you
Alex, former
The
team
basilisk.
member.
All I see is
She's
two
in
trucks
Dogtown.
with giant Militech logos on them.
So yeah, if you have any questions to one of our senior editors and reviewers, Mark is somebody to ask. If you have any questions for testing and anything, he can also help you out.
Just shut up already!
Josue, it's not yet. We are still working on it. I hope to get it done. I hope to get done all the testing this week, so we can have the written review and the video out hopefully next week. We're working on it. But if you have any questions,
You copy?
Roger that.
for now, like, we did most of our testing when it comes to the CPU. If you have any questions, I can still already give you some numbers.
Got it.
And the basilisk?
That sense is
Can we put
trained
it
on
together?
any potential shadows.
Just get out of my sight.
Evercloud, no, it's actually cool to the touch. So the raised edges are all, they're quite cool actually, because they're getting the, like, the most air from the fans.
Got quite a pair of lungs there.
So it's actually quite cool to the touch, and even the palm rest area is ambient, I would say.
Fine working order.
Actually, most of the warm air is exhausted to the back, which I think is a very good thing, because some laptops do it on the side, which can be quite annoying, especially for your mouse hand. Battery life, I actually have to check, Samuel. Mark, I do. I don't know if you can. We are not allowed to talk about it yet, right? Let's get some secrecy and mystery going on in the live streams. But we have something very interesting for you guys. So battery life is for our Wi-Fi web surfing test, which is a looped script that simulates like your basic web surfing experience, and the screen at 150 nits. It's 7 hours and 52 minutes. So 8 hours roundabout. For an RTX 4080 laptop, actually quite decent with an OLED. That also needs quite a bit of power. So I would say they did pretty well. And I also had this on battery for quite some time when typing some scripts, and it felt like longer than the laptops I usually use, which is quite something. Joshua, we can try to test that. I'm not sure. I have to check if I have what I have available when it comes to USB-C chargers.
Where did you get that impression?
I think I have a 140 watt, I got a 65 watt Lenovo I can try. I see if I can add it to the review.
We'll see.
Need me again. All you gotta do is
Right, I think we did it.
V.
I just look at this. I just love being out here, which is like outside of Night City in Cyberpunk. It just looks so good. Get this perpetual sunlight, sunset kind of vibe, and it looks amazing. Oops, relic malfunction. That sounds bad. Did I end up without a car again? Let me use this one. Damn. And why can I not use my car? That's so weird. Alright guys, these boots are made for walking. Let's find a car. Let's play some walking simulator. I mean, you can't see it because you watched the stream and you're probably not watching it on OLEDs, but on the screen, like just the sunset with these glaring highlights. And I do not even play on HDR. It just looks so good. ILM. I mean, that's what we're doing with the streams, and we do not only do reviews, but it's the majority of ours. So it's the baseline of what our viewers want to see. So obviously, we want to cater to our audience. But I have a lot of ideas how we could push the content. But also, what you have to keep in mind, for now, I'm the only one tasked with doing our videos. So it's quite a bit of work. So expanding the types of content we are doing is something I am planning to do, and we will do, but it will be a relatively slow process. Because again, we are a review website and a review channel, so that will always be like the majority of things we do. I need your car, good sir. I feel very bad for stealing this car, but I just need it. But again, if you have any ideas when it comes to content, you can always let us know. And that's why I like to do these. Wait, I have to put up YouTube again. Okay. So that's why I really like to do these live streams, to connect with you guys and get some feedback and gather your ideas of what you want to see and get a feel for what you want to see. So if you have any suggestions, I'm all ears. But keep in mind, there's just limits to how much one person can do. Again, yes, you are definitely right. The possibilities are endless, but my working hours are not. And I have to sleep at some point. Okay, Mark, that's interesting. Thank you so much. That's why I need more of our editors in the chat to answer these questions, so I can focus on playing games. It may not look like it, guys, but this is work. Trust me. Evercloud, it's Unsplash. Unsplash.com. And for some of our latest reviews, I think, let me think if one is live. Yeah, for the framework video, that desktop background was actually AI generated with Adobe's Firefly. So that was also very interesting to experience that a little bit. Kind of creating our own wallpapers. Even if it's with the help of AI. What do they want us to do? Hold on, we need something to do. Go to the mothball. Well, this is a main quest line for Phantom Liberty, which I do not want to do because we do not want to spoil anything. I think we can... Alright, I have to wait a day for that. I think Judy wanted something from me. Let's meet with Judy. Paul, welcome. Glad to have you. It does not, but I think that might be a limitation of the display tag. If any of you has an explanation for that, let me know. But so far, I think there's none. Like, there's no OLED-equipped laptop that actually supports G-Sync. I don't know why that is. I'm not that much into the technicalities, but if one of you knows, I would love to find out. But I can only imagine that it has to do something with the display tag, because otherwise I'm pretty sure they should do it. But tearing is pretty much not a problem. I haven't encountered anything for now. So, I mean a little bit, of course. And obviously if you play something, if you want to play in high res, having something that smooths out frame rate a little bit would be nice, but no. Mark, thank you. I don't know why that is. And I don't know how to fix it. I can restart the camera. If it's really, really annoying, I will restart the camera if it's okay. So Mark just said that my audio is pretty much out of sync with the image. Let me just know if it bothers you guys. I was thinking actually about doing something content creation related, because obviously I'm in my past life, before being on YouTube all the time, I was actually working in post-production, so photo editing full-time. So I mean, it would be quite something to do that on stream, but I don't know if it's something that would be interesting for you guys. I always feel like we have more of a gaming crowd here, and obviously we need to do something that pulls some viewers to make it worth the while, so to say. But I mean, we can try, why not? But video editing, I don't know. I mean, if I work on one of our videos, I would actually have to listen to what I say. So it would be very hard to interact with you guys while working on it. And I don't know if you want to watch me for 2 hours editing one of our videos without talking that much about it. But again, if that's something you're interested, we can certainly try. I don't mind. I want to make streams a regular thing. Oops, damn it. No, damn. Sorry. Alright, let's hide somewhere, because I definitely do not want to get in trouble with the police right now. Paul, you do not have to be sorry for asking questions. That's what this is all about. Let me just hide somewhere. I mean, let's look at these pretty reflections here and read your question. So why would you have 120 Hz for creative work? I'm a simple gamer. Well, that basically answers your question. To play games on it. And it's also like, if you're used to high refresh rate screens, everything just feels that much smoother. And also, like, the Zenbook comes with the pen, and I also feel like using that on a higher refresh rate screen feels just that more direct and a little bit more like you're in tune with your machine, if that makes sense. And then you do not want to work all the time on your notebook, so having 120 Hz for when you want to play some games is actually very nice. And like the whole interacting with the OS, and even when you work in creative applications, everything is just that much more smooth. Like that much more smoother, whatever you want to call it. It's really nice. I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you, Divina, for the feedback on the audio. Paul, again, that's what we are here for. Answer questions, have a chat. I really want to connect with you guys in these live streams. It's quite a bit of fun to do. Jared mentioned a very interesting technology into... Interesting. I think I've read it in some news piece on the website somewhere. Evercloud, if that's something that's interesting, sure. And I mean, you get an even more in-depth behind-the-scenes look. I can do it, I don't mind. And especially with this ongoing collaboration with NVIDIA and their studio program, it might even be something that has like a theme and that can be easily integrated into one of our streams. I plan one. I don't mind. Evercloud, but that is just like, I don't know how I would feel like just sitting here working while you guys watch me. And especially interacting with you guys, like without interacting with you guys. I don't know how I feel about that, but I mean, we can try. I don't mind. So for now, the plan is, I feel like maybe doing a Friday evening chilled game stream without any particular focus on the laptop itself. I think that would be quite nice, just to hang out, just to chat. And obviously I would always use a different laptop. I mean, I have a pretty regularly changing selection in the studio, so that would be something that's easily to do. Mark, but these are desktop displays, right? Or are there any notebooks with OLEDs that support G-Sync? Because as far as I know, there are not. But I might be mistaken.
All units in the area, report
Hi, Raphael. Thank you so much for your kind words and welcome to the stream. Thanks for hanging out. Well, actually, when it comes to informing people, then our website team is doing most of the hard work. Why is there police everywhere? Just want to chill. But look how pretty this looks. Oh, this game just looks amazing.
All units be advised. Suspect remains in the vicinity.
Alright, let's see what we have to do here. Alright guys, we now use that thing that's called chat intelligence. And you guys have to look up if there's any gaming notebook with an OLED display that supports G-Sync. So you guys are actually doing something and not just watch me.
The aircraft's thrusters were deactivated by sudden EMP discharge from a nearby damaged power station in San
For sure, Divina, absolutely.
The emergency landing attempt proved unsuccessful.
I mean, I think they can easily get away with it on the Zenbook because it's a more content creator focused notebook. But yeah, it would be quite a standout feature to have any form of a V, like variable rate, refresh rate in this one. But I think there must be a reason for it not to be included. Alrighty, meet Judy. Where's Judy? Okay, that's a very odd place to meet somebody. Oops. But Razer, so I tested, I think the first high refresh rate OLED I tested was the Razer Blade 15 with the 240Hz QHD OLED, and I think it didn't have any form of VRR, if I remember correctly. Oh well, I could ask NVIDIA about this.
Hey V, thanks for showing.
Kaif, welcome to the stream. I hope you're otherwise happy with your machine. And I think these are like just the two things that stand opposite from each other. A powerful machine and battery life. And you can only have both to a certain extent. And if you get more of one, then you get less of the other and vice versa. So I think that's just how the situation we're in right now.
Let's go.
Hold on, I'll open it.
Davina, I'm not sure if that is still the case. I would actually love to do like some form of, I don't know, long-term whatever study to debunk the whole burn-in and longevity kind of stuff. While I have no data, I'm not sure if it's like really a problem, especially if you consider like the average lifespan of a modern notebook. But also I have no data on it, so I don't want to say anything you guys will crucify me for later. But
I'd say it's great
Okay,
to
what's
see
happening
you, but
here?
I've never been one to lie. Also, I never like
Did those guys figure it out?
No.
Yep, bet I even know why.
Thought you'd hit rock bottom when you joined the Mox. Guess you've managed to stoop even lower now.
Yeah, it would be interesting to, I don't know, maybe
My expectations.
keep one of the laptops in the studio, keep using it, and then after a year do our usual display measurements again to see if it's any,
Yes, V.
if anything changed. I mean, even over a year of regular use, you should see something, even though if it's maybe not perceivable for your own eyes, then it should still be something that is measurable if it will be a problem down the road. So maybe that's something we can look into. But again, these long-term tests are pretty difficult for us to realize. Kaiv, may it be because of the mini LED display? I think that's what caused the higher idle power thingies. Sorry. 1.5 hours into the stream and I can't talk anymore. Whoops. Yeah, we definitely don't want to kill any notebook screens here.
Left with info. What happened in between is what happens when people refuse to work.
I'm so sold on OLEDs. I mean, almost everything I use is OLED, so I have an OLED TV and I could never go back.
Compromises take time I just don't have.
I tested, I don't know if you guys have seen the video. If you haven't, watch it after the stream. We just tested the X45, the Acer Predator, which is our 45-inch 240 Hz widescreen OLED display, which was also amazing.
You have no idea.
And again, on the Zenbook display is just, it's the best of everything. I mean, apart from brightness. Mini LEDs are a lot brighter. Kaiv, I have no proper insight into the technicalities. Let me just mute this game for a little bit. But even if you run an SDR, there might still be something how the whole mini LEDs are constructed, because you have LEDs everywhere, not just on the edges. So there are still, I think, more LEDs. So even if you do run an SDR, you still use those LEDs. So they will still need more energy. But again, I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, most of the OLEDs on laptops are glossy, which I don't mind personally, because I think you just get more of this depth, which is reduced when you work on a matte screen. So I actually prefer it. But of course, if we work a lot in bright environments, obviously reflection's gonna be a problem. I'm just hitting buttons here. I don't know what's going to happen here. Let's hope we do not get into trouble. But I mean, she looks like a nice lady, right? Just checking her makeup. She will not do anything violent to us, I'm pretty sure. Mark, can you link it in the chat? That would be very nice. Kaiv, that's great to hear. I'm glad you liked our reviews. That was a fun one to do. I mean, the Yoga Pro is also like a pretty amazing machine.
Mess with the claws, blowback will hit every one of the dolls in here.
So, you won't help.
It's some pretty heavy makeup she got on.
Clearly. Gonna pretend as if you two weren't ever here. For old time's sake, Judy. Literally moments from now, security's gonna figure out you're here. Got two options. Go out the way you came in, or get thrown out. And that's not a threat or figure of speech. Just a friendly heads up.
Had enough.
I'm leaving.
Smart move.
Again, I know this stream is sponsored by Notebooks Billiger and nvidia, but that you are able to play one of the hardest game to run on the market right now, with full path tracing and all of that, on a notebook,
That went
is pretty insane.
smoothly. She didn't even let me make my point. What's up with you?
Yeah, the trackpads felt quite smooth. What was going on with yours? Because the units we had was like this cheap sounding click. That was really nice, but it sounds like yours were broken or whatever. And yes, the keyboard is really good. On the Legion Slim 7, it's also pretty good.
You know what I think? She's scared stiff. She'd have lots to lose if things went sour. Everything, in fact.
So she'll just let things go on as usual?
Aye, that doesn't sound too good. Yeah, I don't know how they can have such a good keyboard and then mess it up with the trackpad. Asus did a lot better with the Zenbook. The keyboard is almost up there with the Yogas. You do not get quite as much travel, but it still feels really good. And the trackpad is like a haptic class trackpad. That also feels pretty nice. So there are no moving parts, it's just a haptic motor on it, and it looks really good. It feels really good. It also looks good.
I know. Right there with you. Well, used to have a big crush on her.
I always find this so funny, this whole 16:10 and 16:9 discussion. I mean, I get it. I'm not, like, I can totally get it if somebody prefers one or the other. But for me, it really doesn't matter that much. I don't mind.
A little unwinding do you good. Do me good too, actually.
I wouldn't have been unwinding.
Alright. So we are asked to follow Judy. Let's see what she has in store for us.
Yeah. You
Actually, I have to check fan noise for a little bit.
Cocktail umbrella. Somehow I don't see it.
No, me and the deck chairs, me mulling over.
I mean, it's this soft whoosh you can definitely hear. I think you can pick it up on stream as well. But it's really not that bad, considering we have an RTX 4080 running at almost 120, 130 watts, and at 75 degrees. So I think that's pretty solid. Evercloud, that sounds horrible. Yeah, Lenovo is like, what they do with putting their stuff on sale always makes them like our go-to recommendation, because that makes those pretty good value, especially if you compare it to something else that isn't on sale. So I guess it also makes it easier to live with any compromises. Then send it to me, Mark, send it to me in Discord and I'll put it in the chat. Oh wait, hold on, wait 1 second. If I promote you as a moderator...
Welcome to N54 News.
Let me see if that works.
And this is the latest from around the world. The Lunarinskaya uranium mine collapse that occurred just outside Novosibirsk in southern Siberia has concluded with a happy ending. As you recall, 35 miners became trapped deep underground.
So Mark, you're now promoted. you're the first moderator in our stream. I hope you feel honored. Just let me know if it's working.
Fortunately, after their rescue and
the second you react with your dick instead of your head, you give them exactly what they want.
Does it look like I give a shit?
Kai, if that makes sense. Well, as always, you have to pick your poison.
Proposed base will be subdivided into 3
Can't have everything, unfortunately.
scientific and residential. 10
But guys, while we're in here, let me know, like, we are pretty far into 2023 and everything has been out and about for quite a while, and we have seen what different GPUs can do, what different CPUs can do. So while I have a few of you here, what would be your ideal notebook as of right now? Like October 2023, if you could like pick and choose what you want, what would be your ideal notebook configuration? And try to be still within reason when it comes to physics. So don't tell me like the thinnest 16-incher with a 175 watts RTX 4090 or something. Like even staying within the boundaries of what different chips can do. Let me know what would be your preference.
Gotta get back to Michael with something big.
Appealing to her sense of justice wasn't big enough.
Michael only works with specific.
Amy, what kind of Amie? I don't know how to pronounce the name. I hope I'm not butchering it. Do you mean desktop monitor, like an external screen?
Gotta think.
I think there are some pretty... There are a lot of like mini LED options right now. Maybe with a VA panel that are reasonably priced. I think you can even get some under 1,000 bucks, I think.
V, the basilisk. It's ready. Would you like to drive it?
Kaif, what means decent CPU and decent GPU for me, for you? And what form factor when it comes to display size?
I can now, Pan Am. I'll swing around as soon as I can.
Well, I want to drive the tank. Hold on, what did I just do? Of course we want to drive the tank. What the F we? Okay, wait.
No!
Let me just put it on the map. We stole it, so of course we want to drive it. Where's the Queen of the Highway? There we go.
Don't do this!
I think the sweet spot when it comes to display size for me, surprisingly, so I like 14-inch for the portability of it, but as you said, Davina, when you want to do real work, just look at these reflections. Damn, looks so good. Sorry. So display size is actually, I think 17-inch, 16x10 is actually really nice. It's not quite as big as 18-inch, so the chassis size is still within reason, so you can put it in most of the backpacks that are still out there. And you still get a nice and big screen. Obviously you get 16x10. So like the Razers, not Razer, the MSI Raiders do have the GE78 does have a 17-inch. And also that Acer Predator Trident 17X also had like a 17-inch QHD mini LED panel that was really nice. I really like that size. Alright, Kaif, sounds like you already found your perfect notebook then. Divina, I was working on the Razer Blade 18 for 2 to 3 weeks, doing 5 or 6 of our videos. And some, like most of my Starfield time for now, like even connected to my TV and all that, and it was a very solid experience. The Blade has a very nice set of ports, and it's also pretty quiet while still maintaining solid power levels. So for video content creation work, it's actually a pretty nice machine. But of course, 2 to 3 weeks or 3 to 4 weeks do not quite represent like the usage if you own a machine. Alright, I ignored the Thunderbolt 5, Kaiv, I'm sorry. I think I would not be... I wouldn't feel comfortable with just leaving the power brick at home. I probably wouldn't even do it if I would have a MacBook. I would probably just still bring it. What is the increased spec for Thunderbolt 5? You guys have to educate me. Like, what are you gaining coming from Thunderbolt 4? And what chips will support Thunderbolt 5? Probably Meteor Lake at first, right? We are off to drive the tank. That's gonna be very exciting. Alright. I can see how that can be beneficial. But then I have a question for you. Will you get an extra USB-C for charging, or will manufacturers just save on the power connector and one of the USB-Cs in your new Thunderbolt 5 machine will have to do double duty as charging or USB-C? That will be the question. Okay. Let me just check my messages for a quick second. And Raphael, I'm terribly sorry, but how is life in Chicago? I meant to ask this a few minutes ago, but my multitasking capabilities are not quite up there today. Wait, let me just post that link to the article we did on OLED longevity. Just give me 1 second, guys. I just need to prepare something for you. Mark ignored his new task as a moderator. Right, there you go. That's the article apparently we did about OLED long-term things. Just give it a read, and while you're there, make sure to check on our latest reviews. Of course, after watching all of our latest videos on YouTube. And again, if you just jumped into the stream, make sure to like the stream and sub to the channel. Makes this a lot easier for us in the future. And while we're at it, make sure to check out today's sponsors, Notebooks, Belega and nvidia. I have linked everything in the description below. Or where is it in the stream? Yeah, it is still below.
Just a little more time.
Mark that as a very late lunch.
Already to go?
It's 5. How can you have lunch at 5?
No, not yet.
Carol still needs to check if Militech left any ice in the
Yeah, but I guess that's not Notebooks Billega's fault. I mean, that was the problem everywhere buying a card at this time.
We left the trucks with the big corpo logos down by the Raptor King, which was almost...
Raphael, you have to educate us here in Europe. I think you're talking Fahrenheit. So how much is 49 degrees Fahrenheit? It sounds really cold.
Nice touch.
Everything's fine. Clean as a whistle.
Okay, Mark, I get that. When are you going to sleep?
Wonderful, isn't she? Let me show you the ropes.
I always wanted to take one of these suckers.
All right, guys, we're going
Which is
tank.
exactly how
We're
all
going to
those
drive a
naive
tank.
gonks landed at the front. Didn't even need to be recruited. They just showed you the tech.
Go on, hop in. Everything is set.
Absolutely, Kai. I'm pretty sure they did not plan to get hit that hard. And then, I mean, in fairness, if they get cards, they probably wanted to get them out as fast as possible. And then everybody wanted cards back then, so... Oof. Damn, Raphael. That sounds hectic. I've already been complaining about temperatures dropping below 10 degrees in Germany already. I'm not quite ready for this. How do I get in there? Oh. Got it. Peak gaming. That's what you're here for. And guys, while we're here, if you could let me... I'm still waiting on your perfect laptops. We got a few more people in the chat. Let me know. I want to hear all about it. And also let me know for future streams. Does it really matter for you guys what kind of games we're streaming? Obviously, you already mentioned doing some content creation stuff. Which we can certainly try.
Maybe you oughta...
I mean, we can also try to edit some of our images we take for the thumbnails and stuff. Maybe that would be interesting. Doing some raw conversions and going in more into the photography side of things. If that would be something you're interested in, like doing a typical... I don't know, some typical content creation stuff we are doing for the channel and for our reviews. Maybe that would be interesting.
What do you think?
At least now I know why people call them coffins.
You steer directly from your seat. All you have to do is jack in.
What, no knobs, buttons, blinky doodads?
No, none. The impulse runs directly to your cerebral cortex.
Kai, how long do you have to study? On what year are you? When are you going to be done?
Mystical oneness.
If it's so mystical and shit, why the co-pilot? Extra support?
I'll tell you once we're a bit further from camp. We'll practice.
You are hardcore, Raphael. I couldn't. I walked to gym this morning, which is just 5 minutes, and
You need a second person to handle sensory.
No, it's too cold. I'm already thinking about a solution how to go there. Like, not in shorts.
It's oddly pleasant. You'll see.
Davina, I think this is a more general thing, right? Even apart from that, which I haven't heard yet, just don't get an Intel Mac. I think that's the general rule of thumb, isn't it?
A dry run first. I'll disconnect for now.
Doesn't need two pilots?
Well, it's always better to have more than you need than to have, like, the other way around. I'm trying to say something intelligent, and it didn't work. 5 years. Holy crap.
As designed.
Quite a few years to go.
At the snap of one's fingers. It'll be over soon. There. See?
Alright, I'm driving it, so...
Okay. Starting to understand what you meant.
Warm up.
What are we supposed to do?
Just put it through a few turns.
Soft ride. Seems a boat.
Fly right over any bumps. All types of terrain. Head towards that wreck.
I guess that's true for everything. To have some headroom and to have a little bit more than what you need today. I think that's always a good idea when planning your purchase. Okay, what do I have to do here?
Alright, I can see you've grown bored. Now take her along the line of turbines. When I say so, swerve right or left before the last of them.
Alright.
Right. Poor at best. But that is why we're practicing.
This game is so pretty. I don't know how often I said this already, but it looks so good.
Right. There's room for improvement.
Hold on, let me turn off. Oh well, you shouldn't hear Discord on the streaming PC.
Now let's do some shooting. Stop and I'll activate this.
Amy, so something like the frameworks would be something for you? If you want something that's modular.
What's on the menu?
Don't get excited. The Basilisk is a cargo ship by design. But it should still be a good time. Alright, blast those bricks. Better than dirt. Okay, practice is over. V, do you remember what I said about impulses?
Mm-hmm.
Well, watch out now.
Mark, we hear what?
What's happening?
What you're talking about?
Hijacked in. Our nervous systems are now linked.
Right. Basilisk pilots working in harmony. That why I'm feeling everything doubled?
It's sensory feedback. Our systems are intertwined. Would you like to try it out?
Alright, let's make it awkward.
I could go for that.
Whoopsie. Am I even allowed to show this on stream?
Honestly, no idea how people focus.
Well, I'm not sure. I don't know about YouTube, so let's just... I'm the only one who's gonna see this. Not that we get in trouble here. Sorry about that. I wasn't thinking that through. Oh. That's weird. Shouldn't hear it. Oh, okay. I had the desktop audio turned off. Turned on. All right. So I'm switching back to the game as soon as we are like, don't get in trouble when it comes to what is shown on the screen. Yeah. But Davina, did you ever had problems with like, did you actually had to replace a battery? All right. Holy crap, from something that was really awkward to shooting people. Well, that's how quickly it can go. Seems like battery life is very important for the majority of you guys. It's very interesting to hear. Alright, I'm on my way. Just chill.
We're almost there.
Okay, I see Bannon. Those bastards are in for a surprise.
Okay, V. Let's go.
Alright, let's have a party.
everything?
Yes, you turned them to dust. Congratulations. It's time to talk.
Oops. Somebody's pissed. Right. Let's park this thing. But aren't, like, guys, educate me if I say something wrong here, but aren't, like, powerful power banks something that you can easily carry around and charge your laptop with if it supports power delivery properly?
Come on, Saul. If I have to leave the clan, please just say
Divina, that's fair. That's
spare
true.
me another speech of yours at the very least.
I'm afraid you'll have to sit through a few more. Because from this day
Would be interesting to
lead this
gather
by my side.
notebooks from, I don't know,
To do this properly, but fine.
3 or 4 years ago
I was wrong.
and just try to get replacement parts for them, because I guess that would be the lifespan where you would actually
I made a
get
mess
into
of so
that
many
phase
things.
in a lifespan of a notebook where you might need
But I changed
replacement
my mind,
parts. I mean, that could be something that's interesting.
not even knowing whether you'd be welcome the next day.
Okay. Okay. Well, many things will have to change.
Yes, and to start with, we need to leave this place quickly. We can't wait for Militech to find us.
Alright guys, I think I will end the stream in like 10 minutes or something, so if there's something you want to get off your chest, or if you have any questions regarding the Zenbook, or if there's anything in particular you would like me to run benchmark wise, I don't know, Cinebench, 3D Mark, whatever,
Will you come with me?
now's the time. Or if you have any specific questions regarding our preliminary scores for it, for the video, or if you have any questions about NVIDIA Studio Program, we did quite a few videos with them about all of that for now during the past few
I
weeks.
feel as if I barely
So if you
evaded
go
a
to the
black
channel, you
hole
can check them
approach
out.
to
I will also link them in the description once the stream is
I don't
done.
know if I could have done it without you.
Hey, come on.
Shit! Did
No,
you see
I'm
the
serious.
basilisk in action?
We all owe you.
It blasted them into
So
bits.
you can count on one of the counties.
No squirming.
Always.
Lie still, I need to examine.
Good to know.
They had showed their faces again. How many did you put up?
And as always, if there's something you want to add to today's streams, to today's stream, let me know as well. If you had a good time, or if there's something you would like to see in the future, also let me know. That's why we are doing this.
All right with lemonade.
Suit yourself.
Well, isn't that the
Happy
perfect
ending.
situation to end the stream? Just having a drink after a long day of work. So yeah, I cannot quite tell you when the review about, like the full review about the Zenbook will be out, but I'm aiming for sometime next week. I got a couple of other things to finish first.
So,
So
I'll play it by ear.
So I have to finish the Surface Studio
V,
Studio
look
Book
around.
2 video because it
They could be your family.
it gets picked up on
Damn, what do you-
Friday.
Stay
Also
in
very interesting device.
Join us.
Let's see what we are doing here. But then I will focus on the Zenbook so I can get it out.
that's the problem.
Hopefully maybe midway next week. And if there's something you would like to see in the review, just let me know as well. You can put it just in the chat or in the comments of this video, so I can keep it in mind.
I'll think it all over. I promise.
Raphael, you stay warm and put on like proper like long pants when you go out at night at these temperatures.
V?
Pan Am. I
relax. Everything is okay.
Oh, Mark, so you can post links now. That's good to know. Wi-Fi in the Zenbook. Let me see if Mark added the scores to the review already.
Talk to me.
I will find out for you. So in our testing at in a 6 GHz network, you get pretty average scores, like nothing fancy as far as I can see. Like it will not be the fastest notebook on Wi-Fi you ever used, but it's decent.
I remember.
Yeah, I just see it. Yeah, it's a little slow in the 5 GHz network, right?
You passed out.
Like really slow. So scores in the 5 GHz networks are pretty
Somewhere new.
low, especially compared to something like the Legion Slim or the VivoBook Pro. But 6 GHz looks fine.
You have to tell me what has happened.
That's interesting.
The blood. You were out for hours. What's wrong?
Speakers are pretty decent, actually. Pretty loud-ish and quite balanced. I will add a speaker test to the review so you can get an idea.
It's nothing. I'm fine now.
We're fine. We have just Keanu Reeves in our head. That's okay.
Or will we keep playing
We'll
this
manage.
charade?
Okay. So, you ever hear of the relic?
The Arasaka?
Is it Wi-Fi 7 already? Mark, can you answer this?
Sounds like some rich people scam, to be honest.
Yes, Davina, especially on these Zenbooks. It's pretty good. I cannot remember how the speakers have been on the studio book, actually.
So take it out.
Oh, okay.
Definitely not that simple. Relics also keep me alive, but
So this is cyberpsychosis? Because if it is, I know people who...
no. The chip's data is affecting my...
Yeah, if you're watching this a few days after we did the original stream, because obviously I will put this video online probably sometime tomorrow. So you can just put your questions in the comments,
Just trying to live with it.
and we will see if we can include it in the review.
It's certainly not doing wonders for your health.
Right.
I'm feeling better. Really.
Wait. I will go with you.
I'm pretty good, Amy. It's a very comfortable keyboard, and it's a. I think this whole angle thing works quite well.
Is everything okay? Thanks. I'll stick around for a bit.
Mark, I agree. It's the Zenbook actually gets quite close to this perfect content creation gaming hybrid theme. So if you want like a lifestyle-ish notebook, so for example you want something that is a very well made, that looks very premium, that feels very premium, that is, oh excuse me, that is powerful enough for content creation. So if you're doing heavier content creation work like video editing or anything that's really GPU accelerated, like if you work a lot in Blender or in Houdini or whatever, but still need something that's relatively easily portable. And then if you're like me, for example, and like to game after hours, like getting a high refresh rate screen and something that's more powerful when it comes to GPU, like the RTX 4080 is, then you will have a very hard time finding something similar on the market right now. I'm trying to think about a slim 4080 equipped notebook at the top of my head. And I don't think anything comes close to this one without looking like a proper gaming notebook. So yeah, and I also think that should be about it for today. Again, first of all, thank you so much for hanging out. It's very nice that we already have some regulars who take part in the streams. I try to do at least one stream per week. Hopefully I can manage to just hang out and connect with you guys. Then, as you may have seen, this stream was sponsored by Notebooksbilliger and nvidia and their studio program. We have quite a bit of videos that deal with the whole content creation theme and how NVIDIA GPUs can like really help in a real world way to get stuff done faster. You can check them out on the channel, and we have some links for you in the description below. And if you want to buy the Zenbook Pro 16X, at least in Germany, you can also follow the links in the description below to Notebooksbilliger's website. And Parky, that is a very good question. With Asus and availability, you never quite know where they offer what configuration. But yeah, in Germany it is readily available right now. Alright guys, that should be it for today. Thank you so much again for hanging out. And it's been quite a bit of fun. I'll see you all in the next one. We have a video coming out tomorrow. Please show your support for that one. It will be something different actually. So it will not be a notebook review, but I think also something very interesting when it comes to content creation and all of that stuff. And then we have the Legion Slim 7 review coming out on Sunday, I hope. So yeah, have a good day or night or morning, depending on wherever you are in the world. Again, thanks so much for hanging out, and I see you all in the next one. Take care, folks.